Hello again, everybody. Thetimix back with more of Let's Play Motorsport Manager. This should be the final on-screen race of the head start for Hawkins' deal. We've got the financial situation, of course, still. We need to clinch after this race. We need a lead of 258, and we have a lead of 267, as we can see over here on the right. So we can lose this race, actually, by 9 points. And still have enough to clinch. The question is whether or not we'll be forced to finish the season. Probably, but we will see what happens there. So we have, see if we can not bomb an interview question. Harrison claimed the rear wings holding the team back, and technical commentators seem to agree. Is it true? We need more investment. That's the heart of the problem. That's true. It might not make the chairman happy, but I don't really care at the moment. So, didn't look like it actually had any effect. And let's see, Ardennes is going to, it says it's going to rain. So that'll be interesting. And usually that works to our benefit. A whole bunch of sponsors coming in already. I'm going to wait till the race, just for the fun of it. Six sponsor offers. Wow. Okay, we did have 2 openings, I believe. And Vittoria Diaz not liking our bad rear wing either. 42 laps. Yeah, that lap record is going to fall. But this is a more winding course. Won't be nearly as fast as Milan. Low-speed corners favoring cars with the front wing, and that's not going to be us. Super soft, soft, and mediums. So I think that we're definitely going to be more up against it in this race. But are we going to lose it by enough to blow our points cushion, not be able to clinch? That I don't see that happening. But definitely the potential to be the first race we don't finish 1-2. So it should be some interesting competition at any rate. ERS is in Munich this weekend. Let me guess, you're worried about our finances again. Okay, and Panther is expected to do well. Technical expert Marie Haskell saying it's a match made in heaven for them. Diaz leads at 7, and Harrison saying he's coming for it. It's only a matter of time. And Alejandro Moreno out at Thornton Motorsport really unhappy with how they're doing. None of which really affects us. Just always interesting to see what the fake pundits say. Alright, it's time to go. First of all, let's check out our sponsor offers. So we got 5th or above, 6th or above, and 8th or above. So we've got a bunch of choices here. I think top 5 is very doable, especially with Harrison's super overtake mode for qualifying. On the other hand, let's see, we've got 7 races left in the season. So this is 150K better per race. Yeah, I think Shifra is going to be the best deal for us, even though it's nothing up front. An 800K bonus is better than the bonus we've been able to get. And that's really going to help. Okay, and then let's hopefully get, yes, that's what we want. Upfront payment from Shield of 1.6 million. Oh, we're taking that. There we go. Okay, now I'm not really worried about finances anymore. We're down to 1 million. And then you can see per race we're going to lose about 1.3, but we should be able to cut that down with the 800K bonus to about 500K per race. You know, and with this down this low, you know, we should be able to survive this. And that's, I mean, that's only that one sponsor. Like, we're going to get 2 more sponsors the next race. We got more coming in. You know, we should be able to keep this at a manageable level now. So, okay, that is all excellent news. We'll take the 5th or above for 800K. That's really the only choice. Rainy and 19. So that's probably going to be appropriate level for softs. I don't see us wanting mediums at that temperature. So we can leave the mediums where they are. And let's see. Let's go with 6 softs and 8 supers, because we'll still want more of those for qualifying. But we could very well want more of the softs during the race. I think we can get away with 5. So yeah, I don't see us needing more than 5. 1 for practice, 4 during the race at most. So we'll just go that way. And let's see what our predictions are. 7th and 8th. So we continue to move towards the back of the pack. Let's check our car comparison. Overall, still 5th. Our engine is still in 2nd, although it's further behind Catano. Still have the best gearbox. We've still got something to hang our hat on. Down to 4th as Steinman has surpassed us in the brakes. We're 6th there and significantly below average now on the front wing, which is going to be key for this track. Still just above average on the suspension and now actually below average on the rear wing, 8th. Only Van Dort and Chariot Group. So, yeah. And our overall car, you know, closer to average now than the best cars. They're really starting to surpass us here. Interesting to see then how things go in Ardennes. But again, all we've got to do is hold our own. We don't have to dominate anymore. We just have to hold our own and it will be over. And it's raining for practice, even though they said it wouldn't be. Well, that'll be interesting, because if it does rain on race day, maybe we'll get some run in the... It's going to rain, and it looks like intermediates, at least to start. So, yeah, we haven't done any wet weather racing in quite a while. Usually favors us. .330, the boost that we're going to get. They both want to go with inters. They both are correct. Lots of downforce here. Start at 6.8. Handling looks fine. Speed looks pretty fine. Harrison looking great again. And Diaz looking good as well. Although she's of the mind of, you know what, let's actually go with lower downforce. Maybe 4.1. It's probably a bit low. How about 4.3? Tighten up the steering. And go with more speed. I don't know. I mean, I think on a turning track like this, we probably want more acceleration than that. So, she's probably a little more accurate on the downforce, but I don't know about the others. I think you're going to want more steering and more acceleration on this track. We will find out, of course. Time to get out there and see what we've got. And we may not have any shot at, you know, improving our standard tires. That's all going to depend on what the weather gives us. One on racing, one on qualifying, both on inters. And the weather showing rain, rain, rain. It looks like it is going to stop raining after a bit here. So, you know, we'll get some run on the inters here and then come back and come in for drier tires. And it'll be interesting to see, you know, how that balances out. I think for most of the race, softs are probably going to be better. But I also think we're going to be qualifying enough back in the field that we really are going to want that good start. And as we usually do, getting stronger as the race goes on. So I think I want to focus on the super soft tires. Well, Harrison not happy with his gears already before even the end of the first lap. But he likes the downforce. So that's something. 72%. Not very happy here. Let's shift to more acceleration. Maybe something like that. And more understeer, I think, is the way that I'm going to guess at it. And then let's tweak this just a bit. There we go. Be a fairly long changeover here. Hurting our inter development. Limited time for that, but we got to get our knowledge of the car down. So that's just the way it's going to need to be. Yeah, definitely going to dry out after the first few minutes. And Diaz liking the handling. So she's going to stay out there and get us some run. I think we're going to get, yeah, we're going to get at least to that first level on the inters. Be nice to get to the second one. I may leave them out just a bit longer to get to that. I don't want to be like in between levels too much. But we'll see. Still some time of wet weather driving, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Diaz setting the mark to beat at 133. Chapman coming in just behind that, as does Sharp. And Diaz now coming in. As Harrison goes out there, you can see the temperature, temperature dropping fairly significantly on the tires. Well, it was start at 16, now it's up to 20, and then it's going to drop again, so it's all over the place, really. Yeah, I think we're going to try to hit the level 2 on the inners and then come in for dry tires. Whoops, misclicked the button. DS already down to 5th as some other drivers really passing her up. Not happy on the downforce, so I think we're definitely going to be going up higher on that. We can start, well, let's decide what we want to do here. Handling, speed's pretty good. So I'm definitely going to try to err towards acceleration and understeer, though. go with 6.2 here and see how that goes. That's about where I want to be, right there. And let's give you a little bit more fuel this time. I don't need a lot because we're not going to be out there that long with the inters. Sliding to 6th, now 7th, now 8th. Harrison thinks the speed has gotten worse. Well, you know what? I'm leaving you out there for now until we get where we want to be on the inters. And then we'll come in and make whatever changes are required. Down to Harrison is still with that, running a 5th, 6th now, while Diaz slipping down. You see, we're getting surpassed all over the place. But we want to quickly hit that. The track's drying out. We want to hit the level 2 on the inners and then come in. Okay, so where are we? 14th. See, this is Harrison. Yeah. Okay, so we're really close. Think we're going to make it, but I want to be sure. Goodness, that's close. Well, Harrison, you come in. And hopefully we don't have to leave her out there. I'm going to say that's close enough. I mean, this is so tight. Are you serious? Didn't quite make it. Okay. We have to send somebody out for a warm-up lap. That's aggravating. Might as well do it with Harrison. Terrible speed balance. Okay, the downforce, we want a little bit lower. Leave the handling where it is, and then move the speed up higher. So that's the main thing we want to do, is just... see, where was the pour was there, so... yeah, we want to be quite high on that. Maybe about there. And then tweak the downforce up. Probably a bit more. Let's go to 6.4. And this is not going to be right on, but let's, you know, per usual, let's get the others in line and then we'll know how to tweak that little bit. Stick on race trim. Yeah, we're just going to go out for the one warm-up lap and then come in. Okay, now we can switch to max laps, and we want to hit the super softs next, then get whatever we can get on softs at the end. Downforce is right, speed balance is close. We made handling and speed both worse. So that was good, that's okay. So we want the handling to be near the top. And then the speed balance a little bit more out this way. Maybe not quite that far. That might be a little bit much on the speed, but that's about where I'm going to want it. Okay, Diaz definitely going to get out there first, and look at us. The worst two cars on the inters. Let's hope we're not actually that bad. Yep, and there it goes, just that tiny little bit of run down pit lane. It was so close on the inters. I tried to get away with it, did not quite. So there, Harrison, you came out, and now you're going to go right back in. See how these super softs handle the 19-degree temps. It looks like they're heating up a little bit, which would make sense. 19 is going to be close, like right between super soft and softs, but close to perfect for softs. Diaz happy with the handling change. And we had enough information there to be really confident that that would happen. Ooh, didn't realize Harrison had made it back in already, because I wasn't paying attention. 96%. Obviously that's a lot better. We just want to try to dial in the speed here. Poor, very poor, and good. Huh. Well, we'll just try. Let's try just giving him a little more speed. And if that doesn't work, we just go back the other way. Race trim 4 laps. Super softs. Kind of curious where this time ends up for Diaz. Yeah, fastest lap of the race. Of course, other cars are going to be going into their... they've stayed out on inters longer, but they're going to be going on to dry tires as well. And looks like we're getting a little bit more rain at the end. Which, of course, I didn't know was coming, so I couldn't plan for it. So we may end up going on super softs for the race here, simply because I don't think we're going to get any run on the softs, or if we do, it's not going to be of any significance. See how Harrison does. Looks like he's a little bit off the pace. Both drivers in the mid-6s, which is quite solid. Diaz happy. Again with the handling. And up to second, loving the arrow, is Harrison. So I think we're close on our setup now. And let's just see how much of a speed difference we're going to get when the other drivers start getting some laps. Although a fair amount of them going on mediums, which is, again, it's sort of nonsensical to me. But the drivers that, like, sometimes if you plan on spending a lot of time at the back, you can't contend for the lead right out of the way, that can be better. But, I mean, for, like, Chapman and Holtz, who are going to be near the front, you would expect. It really just doesn't make sense to me. So, We're up to level 2 qualifying, level 2 race, level 2 inters, and almost level 2 super softs. We are going to start getting some rain soon as well, though. The question is, can I get... It's going to take a little while for the water to get up. I want to get to level 3 supers. %, not quite there on the speed. So that was great, and that was good, and that was, so this was, that one's great, and that one's great. See if I can get the speed right in between those two. Maybe there, and then just, let's see how that works. And Sharp, Surikov running faster, so our practice ranking dropping once again. Harrison happy with the gearing also. I think we're getting really close on the setup. And we're going to be running a little bit, you know, maybe we should have come in and stuck with level 2 on super softs and gone to level 3 on inters. I mean, who knows? But that's the call I made. And this should be our last lap. Should be able to come in with both cars. Diaz is in front. And then just go back out on inters. The other thing is, I don't think we're going to make it on the racing qualifying trim. Like, I think yeah. Might be just short there. So I really don't want to make any changes if I don't need to. And with excellent across the board, I certainly don't need to. Sticking at 98% though. Yeah, no need to have more than one lap of fuel here. Switch back to your inters. Come on, you're going to make it, aren't you? No, you're not. Oh, for the love of Pete. Okay, fine. You'll stay on super softs. No matter how wet it is. 98%. Still not quite there on the speed. Let's see. That was great. No, that was poor. Thinking of the other car setup. Poor, very poor, good. And great. So a little bit high. So that should do it right there. Let's see what we get here. So this is definitely, I think, our weakest practice session in terms of getting the trim that we want. Yeah. So we didn't make level 3 on anything. We got level 2. Boy, that's really gonna hurt our performance in the race, I would think. Level 2 race, level 2 qualifying, level 2. That did not balance out well for us. And, like, exception of the inters, they were all close. I mean, super softs and race trim really close. Pretty close on the qualifying trim, but be that as it may, okay, Harrison is happy with the speed balance adjustment. We did nail our setups. It's looking like a rougher weekend for us for sure. Could put our clinching in jeopardy. Or it could just make for a little bit more dramatic race than perhaps it needed to be. See, Scuderia first and third in practice. Panther with Sharp second and fifth. Kitano fourth and seventh. Clearly, we're only the fourth best team out there, with Steinman, though, behind us. Hull's disappointed. Kitano slower than slow to find no, they weren't, actually. And Lucia Flores with a rare impressive practice session, according to the fans. Okay, fifth or above, that's kind of open to a question now, but looks like it's going to be good weather, 20 degrees and dry, partly cloudy, so let's use that super overtake mode and qualifying trim. Super softs and qualifying. And I'm definitely going to want to make sure we're all set. Well, Harrison at 98%. Oh, he liked the speed, but we didn't get the change to stick. So, because he wasn't out long enough on it. There we go. I definitely want Diaz to go out first because I want Harrison to be second, getting the advantage of the later grip. With his super overtake mode, he's going to be able to probably be our best qualifier the rest of the year. And a long winding bit to get out on the track. So as soon as she gets out, we will send out Harrison. I think this is definitely only going to be a three run at best qualifying go. It's probably going to be one of those where we go for three, but we just go in and we come right back out. Get your temperatures up. Oh, that's too high here. Like, yeah, we'll get that down into range. Ugh, messed that up. Only good for Diaz. Okay, you know what? Let's stop screwing up. Not a good practice session, and then didn't hit the tire temps on Diaz. This is not my best work, to put it mildly. Harrison, though, being the more important one, and he did hit the mark. So Diaz, 129.4. Happy with that, and that sets the first mark to beat. I think we're going to see Harrison beat that. Well, we definitely saw Sharp beat it. Although a lot of the other drivers coming in just behind her. And there's Harrison taking the pole position for the moment. So that's a very promising start for us. Let's see some more attempts just like that. And I'm not at all sure that we're even going to get in Yeah, looks like we're only going to get in 2. Still go back out right away and see if we can make it happen, but it looks like we might only get in 2. And again, that is a little risky because we might not have quite the best grip out there, but I want to try. I think we can probably get in the 3, but it's not certain. And Harrison at 99%. We're going to be happy with that. So it's just a pure in and out thing here, and hope that we hit the traffic reasonably well. Diaz is fine, basically all by herself, at least at the moment. Although you never know what you're going to run into when you come back around past pit row. Be nice to see Diaz higher than 6th, but not really particularly expecting that. Okay. Temperatures in line for both. And of course, Diaz did only have good temps on the first time around. The grip is much better now. So I feel good about her chances of improving her position, although she's still not quite as fast as Harrison through this part. Both drivers running around 7 on the form, which is excellent. Yeah. Okay, she's definitely off the pace. There's no two ways about that. This is not going to be her best lap, I don't think. Yep. Was not particularly thrilled with that. It was her fastest. It just didn't improve the time by much. And Harrison with an ugly second sector there after starting it off great. You can see he's just ahead of Saarinen, a bit ahead of Wexler. Yep, wasn't happy with that either. So, okay. Neither one of you did your best work on that lap, but that's okay as long as, well, the thing is, it's going to be close, and I don't know if we make it, especially with Harrison. Harrison might be done for the day. And I think he definitely finishes top 5. He may very well not finish on the pole. So I think with that long loop around on pit row, that's going to keep us from being able to get Harrison a second lap. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Diaz, I think, is going to get there. But yeah, there's no way. There's not even a point to send him out. There's no way Harrison is going to get another run in. And that's unfortunate. But Diaz, again, looking to be in a good position in terms of her gaps on the track. We're ahead of Vidal and a good distance up to Oliveira. And she's not even going to make it around to that third attempt by much. Starts it with 15 seconds left. So there was really no chance for Harrison. Wexler goes first. Harrison down to third. Now we're in some danger. And Wexler's lap actually, okay. So we're going to stay there. Saarinen just beating us, but Wexler won the pole recently, and he's, like, by far ahead of everybody else. Diaz looking to improve her time. At least stick in row 3. At least get ahead of Chapman and stick in row 3. Yep, that's where it ends up. Not too happy with it, but we're in row 2 and row 3. We'll have to fight our way up to the lead now. Spend more on your cars, Nigel Cook. Well, guess what? It's not my money. Sarnen looking forward to chasing down Dieter Wexler in the race. Good effort, says Channel 6, but we'll be looking for more tomorrow. Indeed, we will. And Simon Higgins sticking his neck out and saying, fancying us for the win. Yeah, boy, it'd be a real shock if the team that's won all 9 races in first and second position won a 10th. Boy, that's sticking your neck way out there. And it's raining. Leaves us with an interesting bit of strategy choices. One, like, how long is it going to rain for? But let's check the track. Boy, it's not going to be wet for very long either. We're going to have a quick stint on inters, and then we'll see what happens. Do I want to go for the inters bonus? I think I want to go with the race trim and the super overtake thing for Harrison. Try that out during the race. No, you're not going to be on sauce, super sauce. I sure hope the other drivers aren't. I mean, it's not going to be wet for that long. It's actually questionable. But for a few laps here at the beginning, we would be better on inters. And then come in for a quick change. Yeah, I think super softs and the race trim is going to be our best. There. But honestly, boy, I mean, this is a tough call. It basically looks like the inters are going to be better for at least 6 laps, maybe longer. 6, 7 laps that they're going to be better for. Then we could come in and do a change. And that's only a fraction of the tire life. If we do that, we come in and do a change, we're stuck back in traffic. If we go on super softs, might be able to make it. You know, I think I'm gonna go with the inters anyway. Do a quick inter. We will be stuck back in traffic, but then we'll do 2 stints on super softs. But you know, there's an argument to be made that say rain be darned and just start on the super softs. We don't know what's going to happen after here, though. The rain might let up for a little bit and then come back. I mean, it might not, too, but we don't know what's going to happen with that. So, tough call. Tough call here on how to manage the weather. Want to go down to 30 laps of fuel. And I didn't actually change the tires. So I also very much like going with asymmetric tactics. You know, where like the rest of the field's doing something and I'm doing something else, because it makes for interesting comparisons. And it may end up biting us this time. And there's the super overtake mode making its debut. Now the problem is, at the beginning, they're all going to be faster than us. So we're just basically going to be trying not to lose too many positions. Yes, they do start the current weather conditions. You don't know what you're talking about. And look, you got Wexler and Saarinen out there on them as well. Most of the top of the field... Yeah, most of the field out on inters too. They don't suit the current weather conditions. Everybody else seems to think they do. So watch Sharp just go nuts here at the beginning. Yep, up to third. Oh, and look at them going, and Diaz going wide in the first turn and dropping to last place. Oh, what a terrible disaster that is. Meanwhile, Harrison fighting to stay up anywhere near anybody. He's up in 6th. You know what, Diaz? You just drop back to medium. You know, don't burn up. Well, no. Go ahead and fry your tires. But don't burn up your fuel if you're going to be hanging out back there anyway. Oh, you're catching the field now. Okay, fine. So up to 19th, only 18 more cars to pass. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how far up through the field she gets, because that's an absolutely terrible time to screw up. And lap 2, Harrison in 6th, and looks like he's stuck there. Really surprised that Sharp didn't make more of that start. And now Sharp is going to suck because, you know, with the wetter weather, so. And Harrison, okay, talking about how good it feels and then slipping, but is up to 5th now. Gonna try to get around here. There we go. Now let's see if we can hold on to that spot. While Diaz is up to like 14th. And we'll have to struggle through the pack here. So we're going to, yeah, I think we're going to stick with high and just burn. Well, actually, we should be able to. Let's see where the. Oh, yeah, it is going to start raining again. Okay, so we're not going to push the tires anymore. But go ahead and go with high on the fuel for a bit here and try to get some more positions. Harrison sticking in 4th, driving well, really well. Diaz driving quite well also, except for, well, that first turn sort of belies that. Almost 10 seconds off the leaders in 13th. And Harrison seems to be sort of settling in behind Wexler, Vasquez, and Saarinen. Although maybe he's going to make a play here to get by Saarinen. I don't think I want to push it in through all these turns. When we get to more straightaways, we come out of this. Yeah, now it's probably worth pushing up to high on the engine mode and going for the passes here, because I don't want to go back into super overtake mode. We got close there, but not strong enough in the turns. So let's just head on back to medium. Let's see how Diaz is doing. In the middle of the pack here in 11th. You got to be careful how much fuel I burn with Diaz, but I think I can do this for a couple more laps. And, you know, having trouble still holding off like Holtz there. So, yeah, it looks like it's just going to rain for a bit and then it's going to go away again. That's probably just wet enough to keep inters on for a while. Yeah, it looks like we want to just settle back into medium here. So if it does get dry later on, then we'll be able to probably push those, 2 stops, but then push the super softs quite hard. And it looks like we're going to lose the spot now to Holtz. And then try to gain it back. So some back and forth driving there with Diaz and Holtz. Actually some nice battles. And Harrison may try to go for that pass again on the next lap, because we're clearly being slowed down now by Saarinen. Yeah. Keeping up a lot better now through the corners. And now that we're coming out of it, let's go high and see if we can't do this. You know what? We've probably got enough tire. Let's push those two. Let's make that pass this lap, please. Especially running an 8.8. It's been more than 3. Come on. Diaz up to 10th. Getting by Surikov. Oh, yeah, and lovely. Saarinen's going to use the speed burst. Okay, let's back off again for a bit. So Diaz's fastest lap. So if we stuck where we are, and I don't think we will, but if we stuck where we are, I mean, Scuderia Rossini is dominating this race, so we would definitely lose much more of our lead than we can afford to. We would still clinch no worse than second, but we'd have to go through another race. So we got to improve these positions, and I'm confident that's going to happen, but clearly struggling more than usual. Even getting Harrison past Saarinen, which I can't see that not happening at some point, would make a big difference. And Diaz now, see, now at 10th, she's at the very bottom of the points. She'll be working her way up. Got some traffic ahead of her. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and push here for a bit. And, yeah, we're right on his butt. Let's try it again. As we get to the end of this. Diaz drops to 10th. She was... Oh, she's having trouble even maintaining. Drive better? That's about all I've got. Come on. We were close. Close. I think we got it now. Finally. Yeah, Harrison up to 3rd. Beautiful. And in less than 4 seconds off the lead, so he is, he's not getting blown away by any stretch of it. Is Diaz up to 8th. Would like to get one more pass up to 7th. Although I feel like I'm really flirting with it here on the fuel. We're getting close, though. We're getting close. Come on, get by Schmidt. Almost got alongside there. There we did get alongside. And there it is. Okay, now we're going to go back to medium. Now I'm going to have to try to really be cautious, because I imagine her condition and her fuel could be an issue towards the end of the race. But I got up to 7th. Okay, so 3rd and 7th, what would that do for us? Well, it makes things a lot closer. But we need to be within 9 points. See, 200. And actually, that's exactly the distance we need right there. 258 points. That's actually 262. Okay. Because Scuderia is coming up from below. You know, they were in 4th. They're passing Catano and Steinman in those standings. So, yeah. Looks like that would be good enough. I don't want to settle for it, but it would be good enough. Okay, I think it's, yeah, definitely time to come in for new tires now. And the question is, who first? Well, why not both at the same time? So let's change to super softs. We should be able to push these hard for the final 2 stints. And nobody has come in yet. Although you can see, like, some of their tires are pretty bad. So we're going to have a lot of cars having to come in at about the same time. Should not be a lot of stuck in traffic thing going on here. No sign of additional rain. Good stop for Harrison. Just behind, I think that's Vasquez. Alright, and let's push the tires right away, get through traffic. Tenth and 15th, and we're not going to stay there. We'll take a look at the standings again after we get through some traffic here. Now, it looks like Vasquez just coming in and saying, you know what, I'm going to run the rest of the race on these tires. So that's an interesting choice. And I think I definitely want to push some more with Harrison to get by, just to get by Vasquez. Saarinen doing some repairs in there. And a whole bunch of cars coming in. So Harrison up to 2nd. And only Vasquez ahead. Hey, Vasquez is really frying it, though, so let's back off. Go ahead and do whatever you think you need to do, because you're not going to be able to run at that pace forever. And then once you start backing off, then we'll make our move. Diaz in 6th. 13 seconds back. So, Sharp will have to come into pit. There'll be some other changes, but let's see where we'd be now. Yeah, we would actually win the race. Not in terms of actually getting first, but being better than any of the other teams. So we're feeling more and more positive about that. And there's Vasquez backing off. Let's take a look at what's going on with that gap. Yep, it's closing. Let's give this another shot. Oh, we really can't because the tires are too fried. Okay, back off the tire temps. Yeah, and that's not going to work for you either. I hadn't thought about the tire temps there when I was pushing that much. So that sucks. it's 21. It's warmer than we thought it was going to be for most of the race. It means arguably we could be better off on softs. But it's a little late to make that call now. So if Vasquez can stay ahead of Harrison, then this gambit could work out for them. Because we are going to have to make one more tire change, I'm pretty sure. We could try to conserve these and make them last. Let's go up to neutral. I don't think we can make it around, but let's just check the... Went to 81 just after the finish line. And switch out of hybrid mode. Wexler trying to catch Harrison. Harrison holding him off for now. Yeah, and I don't see any way that these tires are going to last. I think we just need to... There's Vasquez going with the speed burst to stay ahead. We want to come back in probably around lap 27 or so. And then we'll switch to new super softs. I think that's our best play. Just run them at neutral. We really don't have the fuel or condition, as far as I know, to... Like, we could try to push it later, but we've already pushed enough that I don't want to... I really don't want to risk it. And Vasquez still driving more aggressively to stay in front. So I do think we're eventually going to get by. The question is, I think obviously when we pit again, and assuming, Vasquez probably isn't going to need to, that's going to be a problem. And we're getting up into higher tire wear. So we've got to conserve some on these tires. And Diaz a ways behind Chapman. So there's no reason for her to not use her conserve period right now. Yes, you have, but that's okay. With Sharp going into the pits, it's looking dry the rest of the way and just warmer than we thought it was going to be. So we're having the tire temperature trouble for that reason. I definitely want to keep Diaz on the super softs. The question is, should I just pit Harrison now? And then have him switch to softs for the rest of the race, which he can drive somewhat more aggressively. I'm not sure if it's a good idea or not, but I'm going to do it. There we go. And then be very interesting to see how this shakes out. We're definitely going to be the first driver to pit twice. So this is quite the risky maneuver. How's our gaps doing here? Still a few seconds. Wait a little bit longer and then I'll boost back up. And Harrison now going to come out. Now you can go ahead and go neutral. As soon as he gets back on the track, we're going to go hybrid here. There we go. We're going to probably have about 3 more laps before Diaz comes in. We are in 4th and 5th. Didn't lose a whole bunch of position here. And we should be able to push, you know, a solid amount with these tires. Although there's a lot of track ahead, so I think I probably want to go neutral and then push later when we run into some traffic. The thing is, I don't know if any of the drivers ahead of us are going to have to pit again. So we could just be stuck where we are. Now, this would still be, you know, this would still be good enough to get the job done. It's not looking good for us finishing 1st and 2nd again, obviously. There we go, we're pretty well matched up. Going back to harvesting mode. And if anything, we do seem to be gaining just slightly on Vasquez at the top. Let's say more Diaz is gaining slightly and Harrison is pretty much keeping the same distance. But you can see the tire, even the soft tires, warming up for Harrison. So I think he's just going to want to sit in neutral the rest of the way and see how much good that does. And definitely want Diaz to come back in now for that final tire change. And then we'll see where we are. Now that'll bump Harrison up to 4th, but how many positions is Diaz going to lose here? There goes Harrison. Going to lose a couple more. I think. Yep. Back to 7th. And what do we have in front of us here? Got a few seconds. Let's go conserve. And hopefully we can stay ahead of Schmidt. That's rather vital. I want to be able to go more aggressive on the tires once we catch up to Holtz. Then I also want to match up a little more carefully at the end with our fuel and everything, because I may end up going more aggressively with the engine at the end. So I'm going to give us a little more leeway with the fuel when we go hybrid to conclude this thing. So 4th and 7th, would that give us enough? 260. We would have enough by 2 points if we stay where we are, and I don't see us dropping any. So I think we've got this in terms of clinching it, but definitely in a lot more trouble for the race overall. Are going to need to do like another brief hybrid period here, so let's just get that out of the way. Getting plenty of space around both the cars, although, you know, Chapman is, Diaz is coming up on Holtz here a little bit. About 2-second gap there. Yep, let's harvest again. Oh, no, that's a little bit soon. Let me go back. And for Harrison, I'm going to back off the tires just a little bit as well. Now I want to harvest. What I'm trying to do is I want to get about 2.5 or 3 laps of fuel, and then I want to go hybrid the rest of the way. And I think I've got plenty of fuel, frankly, so I'm going to risk the condition and just go push with both of them. Yeah, stop whining about it. Go back up to neutral here with Diaz. See if you can get through this traffic now. Come on, let's pick up these spots. Oh boy, I thought we were going to get it there. You just didn't have enough. Goodness. Holt's getting by DeGraff, and we can't get either one of them. This is not the most impressive showing right now by Diaz. I think we're still fine on all the parts, so I think I'm just pushing the rest of the way here. I'm not sure exactly how much fuel I need, but when it gets just under 3, I'm going to switch to hybrid. Then I'll have to monitor that. Finally getting the pass up to 6th. Yep. So that should be plenty of fuel and energy still for us to finish this up. Now, I mean, if Chapman and Wexler make it the rest of the way, and that's still very questionable on their tires, then they're probably going to beat us. And Vasquez's tires have gone down enough that it's not entirely so. It's really all down to how many of these cars have to pit, if any. And there's Holtz now having mechanical problems. All the more reason that we should be looking to get by here, Diaz. So we are definitely gaining. Diaz should be able to get by Holtz, and that's probably it, barring pits. 5th. But Harrison could potentially even win, depending on how things go up at the front. Come on. Oh, for the love of... Thank you. There we go. Now we are into 4th and 5th. We're still not winning the race. We're actually finishing 3rd for the race. But we've got all the points we need plus about 6. And Harrison is very slowly gaining at the moment with his current approach. And it looks like he's going to have plenty of fuel. In fact, yep, I'm going to hike it up. And may even go to super overtake the last couple laps. I want to track him, see how much time he's gaining, and also, how much fuel he's using. Because I need to back this back off if I'm not going to have enough. I wasn't planning on going quite this aggressive at the end. If I was, I would have left more fuel. I think he's going through it pretty quickly here. I'll do at least one more lap at this pace, and there goes Wexler into the pits. Okay, so 186. With 5 laps to go. Yeah, I'm definitely going through it too fast. I've got to back off to high. So 3rd and 5th now. Diaz, not really close enough to Wexler to have a shot at that spot. Chapman, Chapman's tires at 14%, and with a few laps to go. Vasquez at 18%. So Harrison, and there goes Chapman to the pits. We're up to 2nd. And Diaz almost there. Has a chance to pass Chapman here, but not probably a great one. With, yeah, fresh super softs, unlikely. Well, and I'm wondering about our energy, whether we're actually going to have enough. And it's not looking like it. Okay. Back off. Go medium. So that we, you know, if and when the energy runs out, we've got some regular fuel left. Yeah, a lot of cars making stops here right at the end. We're at second and fifth now. So we're actually the best team in the race. And Vasquez is going to pit with 2 laps to go. And Harrison takes the lead. You know what? Based on his percentage, I think I've got to take him down to low. Let's conserve the tires there. And Diaz has more fuel left. So I think she's going to be okay to stay on medium. I have to watch the fuel closely here, though. We're actually almost running out of fuel now. Yeah, sizable gap both directions. Let's just switch to whatever hybrid we have left. No reason to really push it any faster for Harrison, since there's enough of a lead here. So we're actually going to get the win for Roger Harrison regardless, Diaz finishing 5th. And really, she would have done so much better without that wide turn at the beginning. We might have just barely pulled off 1st and 2nd. Without that. Really good race, really enjoyed it. Great job, everyone. Harrison, you might not be quite a driving genius, but you definitely got the job done. I think you're going to take the points lead now, yeah. Takes the lead over Diaz, the first time anybody has not finished 1st or 2nd for us. Alright, so clinching performance on display for Hawkins GP. That's the unofficial end. And now the only question is, how long till the official end? How much will they give it to us, which I doubt, or do I have to play out the rest of it? And there it is, a 283-point lead. 25 points more than we needed. Harrison blitzes the opposition. Not quite. But Diaz's helmet helped us get a few points. I don't think so. Can anybody stop them? Yes, they just didn't today. 8.0 for Harrison, 6.6 for Diaz, so strong showing from the drivers. Marketability going back up, close to where it was at one point. 8.0 and 8.7 the last couple. Overall form still much better for Harrison. 435,000 lost. Yep, and they say play on. Let me just check our... nothing about us clinching the title. Which is kind of disappointing. But it is what it is. Maybe we'll get an email about that before the next race. So now off screen, I get to do Phoenix, Vancouver, Singapore, Sydney, Rio de Janeiro, and Dubai, assumedly. I'll report on if, if they let us clinch it sooner than that. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. I'll try to sign sponsors, keep our balance from going any more negative than it has to, and eventually we'll be back with the conclusion of this challenge and move on to the next one. So, thanks for watching.